Lisa again here at Don't IEP Alone, the only podcast dedicated to helping parents navigate the IEP process. I also own the website adayinourshoes.com. Sorry if I'm a little slow to start today. I record these ahead of time, a little bit ahead of time, it varies, but I've really been building a bunch up because my son has some neurosurgery coming up, and I don't know how long it's going to take for him to recover. We don't even know how long we're going to be out of town or in the hospital with him. So I'm trying to get a few blog posts and podcasts ready to publish so that I can take some time off. But I wanted to include this one. It's not about IEPs, but please don't hang up. Is that really... Do we even hang up anymore? I wanted to talk about insurance, just because I've had quite the goings-on with insurance over the past year, and I've learned a lot. I've always called the IEP process the knowledge base I wish I didn't have to have. And now I have these insurance issues that are the knowledge base I wish I didn't have to have. And I'm not getting political, but the fact is I love Obamacare. I love ACA. It's not without its faults. It's by far not a perfect system. But as I've been fighting with my insurance company over the past year, it's really Obamacare that has saved my ass or saved his ass time and time again. And without many of the provisions in Obamacare, we wouldn't have been able to accomplish what we've accomplished. I know there's a lot of people that hate Obamacare, and I know that there's a lot of people who hate Obama. I'm a fan. I don't think he was perfect. I wish he would have made education and special education a higher priority than he did. I was hopeful that we were going to see more change in that arena, and we didn't. And for that, I'm very disappointed. But other than that, I mean, I'm a fan. But a lot of people, I think, I get the mandate. I get hate. I get the being against having to purchase something. That makes a lot of sense to me. I understand why people don't like that. I personally think we need to go to a single payer system, but it's not up to me, and that's not a popular point of view with a lot of people. But one thing that really grinds my gears is when you get into a political discussion with someone about Obamacare, and it's like, oh, well, of course I think Kevin should have insurance, and that's my son. Of course I think Kevin should have insurance. I just hate Obamacare. Like, it just makes no sense, because I think to myself, it's Obamacare that saved him. It's Obamacare and ACA that has done away with pre-existing conditions, lifetime caps. I mean, those are two things that, I mean, the kid's like a walking pre-existing condition. He just wouldn't be welcome anywhere at this point. And I'm sure that since most companies list a lifetime cap of $1 million, my guess is that he's way over that by now. And again, I just don't even know what we would do without ACA. But there's another provision that I've learned in recent months about ACA that I think more people need to know about. And that is this provision of an IRO, which stands for Independent Review something. I forget. I need to look that up. But anyway, when you ask for something and your insurance company says no, right? And we're so used to being told no. We're so exhausted with being told no all the time as special needs parents. But so your insurance company says no, and they send you the information to appeal it, and you appeal it. So that's what I did. He needed this, or he needs this expensive, I get it. It's brain surgery. It's expensive. We have like a little joke in our house. as all this is going on, that we say, well, actually, in our case, it is brain surgery. Because we've been trying to get my son a neurosurgery to decrease his seizures. It's the only therapy out there right now that's shown any kind of promise for him. He has a very complex form of epilepsy. It's very drug resistant. He's been on more things than I can even count. The other surgical options that are out there are, first of all, they're destructive to the brain. This is basically the first brain surgery for epilepsy that is not destructive to the brain. Most of them, they're actually going in and removing part of the brain. That's just the thinking that, hey, if the seizures are occurring in this part of a person's brain, well, let's just go in and take that part of the brain out. I mean, that's just it's a little antiquated thinking. I understand many people have done it and have had successful outcomes, and it's still acceptable in the medical community today to do many of these things. None of them showed any promise for him, basically because of where seizures are occurring, and some of these surgeries only stop one type of seizure, and he's having multiple types of seizures. So anyway, so we find this neurosurgery, and it's a different type of device that they're going to implant in his head. Problem is, it's very new, shows a lot of promise, but it has limited data, and for right now, it's only approved for 18 and up, and he's not 18. However, the skull stops growing when you're 12, so basically a 12-year-old skull is the same size as an 18-year-old's, and so there's no harm there. It's an acceptable off-label use to do this device or use this device on children 12 to 18. It would not be acceptable off-label use, for like a 1-year-old, because obviously their skull is going to continue to grow significantly. And you can't put a device in there. So anyway, we did a ton of research. He's been to, I want to say, at least half a dozen neurologists, and I think he's visited with 3 or 4 different neurosurgeons on our options for him. And this team in New York City was the only team that showed us any kind of hope or promise and willingness to want to help him. Not that the others didn't want to help him, but a lot of people, you know how I talk about when teachers get into a rut and that this is just how we do things? Like they just get stuck in this rut of, well, this is how we do things, and so that's what we're going to do. I've found that with a lot of the medical community in epilepsy, and it was just a lot of shrugging and, well, he's always going to have a lot of seizures, and that's just it. They would shrug and, well, he's always going to have a lot of seizures, and that wasn't acceptable to me. And we were only able to find one team who also, that wasn't acceptable to them. That they didn't just shrug, well, he's always going to have a lot of seizures. Because he started having seizures at 9, and I knew pretty much within a few weeks that we can't live like this the rest of our life. It's a horrible quality of life. So anyway, find this surgery, find a really supportive team, find one of the best neurosurgeons literally in the world who's willing to do it. It's off-label use. It's an accepted medical practice to use this off-label. And the insurance company says no, right? Of course they did. That's their job. They're for-profit. I hate the for-profit insurance industry. I think they should all burn in hell because you can't tell me that you're patient-focused and that you want to help patients when you have shareholders. You can't mesh the two together. But that's where we are in this country. So we appeal. We did one appeal, and it was declined. And I hired a health advocate for this. There's such a thing. Think about this. There's a whole cottage industry built up. I talked about, there's this whole industry built up for people to fight their school district on their IEP. There's a whole cottage industry built up for people to fight with your insurance company. There's lawyers, there's advocates, there's big agencies, just based on the premise that you are going to fight with your health insurance company, which is just insane to me when I know how much gets taken out of my husband's pay each month for this service, and then we have to fight for it. But anyway, so I hire a health advocate, and she looks at this first denial, and I just looked at the word denied, and I said, fuck you, and closed it back up. And she called me, and she said, well, we're going to appeal this again because this appeal was done by an OBGYN. And I was just floored because this is acceptable. This is where we are in our society today, that the for-profit healthcare system and their lobbyists have made this okay, that it is perfectly acceptable and it is perfectly legal for an OBGYN to make healthcare decisions about my son's epilepsy. That's crazy. That is crazy to me. So we appealed again. And this time we asked for a same specialty reviewer, which is something you need to do. Again, it's that, I guess, I think we submitted the first appeal without the advocate. So I didn't have her double checking all these things. So she informed me between the first and the second that you have to ask for a same specialty reviewer, which we did. And the second one was declined. So we're kind of running out of hope. And there's a third level of appeal, which not a lot of people know about. And it's relatively new in that it is a provision of Obamacare. And if Obamacare and ACA go away, as has been proposed several times, if it goes away, this option goes away. But there's this IRO option where you get to do another appeal, and it goes to an independent reviewer. Okay, without that provision of an IRO, your insurance company is going to have final say. So that's just something to think about if you are an Obamacare and ACA hater. You need to think about these things. I know a lot of people go on and on about pre-existing conditions and lifetime caps and all that stuff, but the IRO is an important one too. It basically leaves all patients without an option beyond appealing your insurance company. Because when you appeal your insurance company, all they do is they compare your appeal to what their policy says. And I know this because I have 2 denied appeals, and both of them explicitly say, here's what you've asked for, here's what our policy says. Our policy says that we don't have to cover this, so we're not covering it. We're not paying for it. The IRO is that option, and our independent reviewer said in no uncertain terms that this surgery is acceptable. It is widely accepted in the medical community as off-label use, and this child it's his only option, and he's in an intolerable situation. And that was really hard to read. It was very validating that, thank God, someone finally fucking saw it my way. Because this is an intolerable situation that we've been living for the past 4 years. But the independent reviewer looks at the situation and what is accepted medically and what are the medical standards for this issue. They didn't just look at the policy, because you're never going to win competing against your policy. None of us has health insurance. We don't have health insurance. Insurance by definition means you can call on it when you need it, when you're in a situation, when you're in a crisis, when you're in a healthcare emergency, you call on your insurance to pay for it. That's not what any of us has. What we have is a health membership. You have a health care membership. And your membership includes certain things like annual visits and flu shots and pap smears and things like that. That's what your healthcare plan, your healthcare membership includes. And you have a whole giant list of what it includes. And then there's an even bigger list of what it doesn't include. And if you ask for something that it doesn't include, they're going to tell you no. And without this IRO option, there's no incentive for them to ever say yes. Okay? So next time, if you want to hate ACA, go ahead and hate it. I don't care. I mean, I do care, but at least be knowledgeable, because there's just so much, remove President Obama's name from it and look at it as a standalone policy and law and statute and what it covers before you hate it. Because the healthcare system is an even bigger mess than the education system. And that's a hot mess. And as parents to disabled children, we need to keep this going for them, because they're going to need their insurance long after we're dead. We have to get this set up for them now. So, okay. Sorry for getting a little political there. Sorry for going on a tangent. But really, and, don't read about it if you don't have to. Honestly, I made it, 11 or 12 years into Kevin's life without having to know all these intricacies about the healthcare system and ACA. But every time that ACA is proposed to be repealed, it's not coincidence that every disability rights group and every special needs foundation and charity in this country stands up and says, no, you can't do this. You can't take this away from us. It boggles my mind when special needs parents are against things like ACA. And it just tells me that you're probably not informed as to how much your kid really needs it and how much your kid really stands to lose if it goes away. Or either that or you're independently wealthy, which may be. And hey, good for you if you are. I'm not. I can't afford this brain surgery on my own. And I've tried a GoFundMe, and they are very hard to do. Some people make it look easy, but it's not that easy. So, that's it. That's all I have for today. If you are having insurance struggles, don't stop. Just like with the IEP process, don't stop. Go with your gut. At least until you get to the IRO, you still have options. You're not out of options yet if you haven't used IRO. So, and it's not at all the same as, exercising your procedural safeguards or filing for due process or anything like that. Your child's medical team should work with you on these appeals, and if I can do it, anybody can. You really can. So, good luck. Stay tuned. I do not have a corresponding blog post on this yet, on filing insurance appeals. But you can always head over to adayinourshoes.com. I am sure that I will be publishing one soon. So take care and have a great day.
Go my way, it's gonna be okay. Gotta make my touch me, I could fly up to the sky.
Every day I'm on my road, but today is the day that I meet you, my baby. Hope you're going to stay.
It's gonna be okay, gonna make my day. Go my way, it's gonna be okay, gonna make my day. It's gonna be okay, gonna make my day. Go my way, it's gonna be okay, gonna make my day. Go my way. It's go my way. Go my way. It's go my way. It's go my way.